Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Emily Soule, and welcome to this week's Top 5 Podcast News Stories. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about Spotify's podcast comment feature. Spotify introduced a feature in July allowing listeners to comment on podcast episodes, resulting in over 2.5 million comments on 650,000 episodes. Needless to say, this test went very, very well. That 44% of published comments received a like or reply from the podcast creator, showing strong interactions with their listeners. But some creators find the process of managing comments challenging, prompting Spotify to add features for more control and flexibility over comment moderation. Here are some key updates for creators. Comments in English that meet Spotify's platform rules will automatically be published, while potentially sensitive comments will still require producer approval. And Spotify will be expanding their languages. Spotify plans to add support for more languages in its automatic detection system, but for now, non-English comments require manual approval. Now, let's talk about moderation settings for this update. Producers can choose to automatically publish all comments, hold comments for reviews, or apply keyword block lists to filter unwanted content. So creators can block specific keywords, phrases, or emojis from appearing in comments, helping to further manage the conversations. So why does this matter for creators? The new comment feature enables podcast creators to build a strong relationship with their audiences. Along with the flexibility in moderating comments will give creators control over the nature of discussions on their episodes, and a bigger potential for community building. So what does this mean for the industry? This has set a new industry standard for other streaming platforms. By introducing these controls, Spotify sets a benchmark for other podcast platforms in balancing user engagement with creator control and more future innovation. The move towards more automatic, AI-driven content management hints at a future advancement that can further streamline content moderation across the industry. Now that we covered Spotify's new comment feature, let's go to our next topic, Spotify's new ad exchange pilot. Spotify is testing a new ad exchange which will boost automatic ads. This initial focus will be on video ads, with plans to add audio in the future. Spotify's first partner for this ad exchange is The Trade Desk, a major player in ad tech. This partnership will allow The Trade Desk's clients in North America to access Spotify's video ad inventory directly using OpenPath technology. OpenPath connects premium ad inventory directly to advertisers for faster ad placements, and Spotify will be one of the largest audio publishers to use it. Also, Spotify aims to expand partnerships with more ad tech firms to make its automated ad offerings available to a wider range of advertisers. So why does this matter? Well, more revenue opportunities. The new platform helps Spotify attract more ad dollars, especially from small and medium-sized businesses, and makes ad buying easier for larger brands. It also gives a competitive edge. These tools help Spotify compete against bigger platforms like Meta and Google for digital ad revenue and better ad efficiency. Advertisers will have more direct access to Spotify's ads inventory, leading to potentially better targeted and more effective ad campaigns. All right, enough with all of Spotify's new updates. Let's talk about our friends up north, the Canadian Podcast Award nominations. So the 7th annual Canadian Podcast Awards is now accepting nominations. This award ceremony aims to recognize top talent in Canadian podcasting with awards across 31 categories. It originally established in 2018 and has been a driving force in promoting the growth of the Canadian podcast industry. The awards help Canadian podcasters reach new listeners, attract investors, and build industry connections. Last year, over 1,000 podcast professionals cast more than 2,400 votes, judging over 585 nominated podcasts. Nominations end November 1st, and voting will begin November 8th through the 15th, and the award ceremony will begin in early December. And with that being said, good luck to all of our Canadian podcast friends. Now let's talk about how sports audio reporting insights have just been released. Sports stories have recently dominated media. From NFL drama to the Summer Olympics, sports stories are in the spotlight. SiriusXM Media and some other companies conducted the first sports audio report to understand how American sports fans engage with audio content like podcasts and radio. They discovered a diverse sports fandom. The study included over 3,500 U.S. sports fans aged over 13 years old and found that 66% of Americans identify as sports fans. Die-hard fans tend to be younger, consuming sports content in unique ways, like TikTok. Also, women's sports has gained popularity. Interest in women's sports is on the rise, especially among Gen Z and millennials. Sports fans spend over 6 hours daily with audio content, including 90+ minutes of that on sports-specific audio. So, why does this matter? It is opening new channels of marketing. Audio offers brands a way to connect with sports fans that goes beyond traditional video ads. It also appeals to younger fans. Younger fans are driving growth in sports audio, making it an effective way to reach these key audiences. And it helps with community engagement. Now let's go on to my favorite topic, the podcast of the week. The podcast of this week is going to be Anything Goes with Emma Chamberlain. Emma Chamberlain is a popular online creator, primarily on Instagram and YouTube. With her podcast Anything Goes, she prefers sharing her thoughts through a microphone rather than in person, making her podcast the perfect outlet. Emma discusses whatever is on her mind each week. Topics range from philosophy, random stories for 10 years ago, advice, fun interviews, and sometimes just absolutely nothing at all. The unpredictability keeps the podcast interesting. All right, enough with me talking about it. Let's get a quick clip of Anything Goes with Emma Chamberlain.
I do think there's some value to faking it till you make it. But I do think that there's sort of a fine line between faking it till you make it and just being fake. You know what I mean? It's like, I think faking it till you make it is like, it's sort of a short-term solution, right? It should not be considered a long-term solution. I think we can all use our own judgment to sort of figure out, okay, when is it harmless and ultimately empowering and beneficial to fake it? When you need to just build enough confidence to try something new. Great. When is it not sort of a net positive thing? When does it become a net negative thing?
And that is a wrap for this week's top podcast news stories. Again, I am your host, Emily Soule, and thank you so much for tuning in, whether you are sipping on your morning coffee, commuting, or just winding down for the day. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.